Hey guys, I'm Corey,
And I'm Lori.
and we are Mountains to Sea Carnivore Journey.
And we are here with a weekly update
Yep,
on our journey.
we sure are. We've been on Carnivore for 95 days, and this is our weekly update. It's gotten cold here, starting to get dark earlier and earlier, so we haven't made it back out to our favorite walking trail.
It's harder and harder to get
Yeah,
there.
it's getting kind of hard to do that because, well, we get up at different times, go into work. By the time we get out of work, it's already dark, so the park's closed, and not much we can do there. But we are still staying active at home, but it's just not as conducive to shooting these videos while we're working, either at work or at home, staying active. All right, so Laurie's got a list. I've got a few things to talk about. At the end of this week, we are going on a cruise. It's our second cruise. Our first cruise was at about 6 weeks into Carnivore. It was a short 3-day weekend cruise, and I can't say that we did a really good job. We kind of blew it.
I did better than you did.
Well, you did better than I did.
I gained 5 pounds.
Yeah, I gained 10 pounds in those 3 days, and I wasn't really sticking to Carnivore, and I was drinking a lot of fruity frozen drinks. And I paid the price for it.
Wait over here.
Yeah, I really did pay the price for it. I spent the entire cruise with horrible heartburn, and no matter how many Tums I took, I could not get rid of it. I didn't have anything stronger than Tums with me, but the Tums just weren't touching it.
You even took a nap, which you don't normally do.
I don't normally take a nap. Sure wouldn't want to take a nap on a cruise. You're paying for that vacation. Might as well enjoy every minute of it.
Sleeping, sometimes people enjoy that.
Yeah, sometimes people enjoy sleeping. Yeah, for sure. But anyway, at that point, 6 weeks in, I've been stalled for about 3 weeks. So I was kind of looking at it as a reset, just reset my metabolism, shake things up, and see what happened. When we got back from the cruise, I did a 36-hour fast, and by the end of that week, I was back down to where I started. So I had lost back down to, I think I was hovering around 283 at the time. So we've got a cruise, an 8-day cruise this time, starting this coming Saturday, and we're gonna do our best to stick much closer to plan. Yeah.
If you guys want, I can share my little cruise thing. Because although I wasn't feeling good for the first couple days, the weight did come. It took me about a week to take that weight off. So it did come off fairly quick once we got back into our regular routine, but it's not necessarily worth it. So
Yeah.
just, keeping that in mind. But, when you do that and you fall off, just get back on.
Yeah. Get back on. We went into it with, okay, yeah, we're probably going to eat some stuff that we shouldn't eat. We weren't planning on drinking, but that kind of changed after we got on board. Yeah, those carb addictions, I tell you, they can be difficult.
Now we drink smarter when we do.
Yeah.
Which is not very often.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't had anything to drink since that cruise. If I do drink, it's going to be something very simple and very as clean as we can have it. No sugars, none of the junk, maybe a vodka and soda water with a lime or something like that. That'll probably be the extent of it, or a red wine, which is
a dry red wine.
Yeah, a dry red wine. So
yeah.
I don't know why we're getting off on alcohol, but because that's not Carnivore.
No.
All right, so we're gonna do our best because this is an 8-night cruise, and I sure as heck don't want to have heartburn the entire time. I don't want to be feeling crappy. We got too many things to do, too many neat places to go to that we got to film or record for our other channel. But
and my mentality on this cruise, and it is a birthday cruise for me, is I am going to do the best that I can with the choices that I have. And if I have to teeter on keto a little bit, then I'll do that. but not really. I'm really going to try to keep the carbs really to a minimum as well.
Yeah, I am too. So we've got a challenge ahead of us. There's no doubt about that. But we can meet it. Last week we had to give out candy for Halloween, and these big bags of chocolate and stuff. So we had to open all those bags, put them into a container that we could give out to the kids. It's one of the things that we do in our little town. We have treat streets, and all the kids come out. We don't really have neighborhoods around us, so the best place for kids to go trick-or-treating is in the downtown area.
We close the road for 2 hours, and everybody just kind of hits all the stores.
Yeah, so opening those bags and pouring the candy into a bigger container, it was challenging. It was all I could do not to. It's just a little mini. I can take it, eat it, sneak it.
And you left. I had to give out the candy.
Yeah.
And that was very challenging. At least for the first hour, it was challenging. So I was by myself. I didn't have anybody with me helping. And I actually took my phone, and I have a Facebook group of people that are my support people. And so I posted and was like, okay, I can do this. I'm a chocoholic, like literally, I love chocolate. And so I got through it, and it helped for me to put it out there and hold myself accountable. Yeah. And that was a nice victory for me.
And the way we feel, it's for us, I assume I could speak for you as well.
Depends on what you're going to say.
Yeah. You hear a lot of people say, oh, well, why don't you just do things in moderation? I don't know that we're moderators when it comes to food, especially the foods that we're attracted to or addicted to. It just doesn't seem to work very well. And when we were on keto, we'd buy, Lily's chocolate that was sweetened with stevia, and we'd have those around, and the keto treats and the other stuff. And, we were still losing weight, but we didn't really break that sugar addiction. And that's the real key. And I think that's one of the biggest benefits of carnivore, is the fact that you just don't have those things. You're not eating those things. And as a result, you're not having those cravings. You break that addiction to some degree, so you're not trying to substitute something else for your addiction. And for a lot of people, that really helps, and that's really essential. It's like my doctor asked me, oh, well, what are you going to do after carnivore? You got to think of something, a maintenance plan, or how you're going to eat after you do this. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, that probably won't work very well for me, because when I try going on something less restrictive as a normal meal plan, I tend to fall off of it, and I'll just go back to eating the way I was. And it's like, it's just one meal, just one meal, here and there, and before you know it, you're not eating anything close to a meal planning anymore. And so for me, I can possibly get away with deviating a little bit, as long as I put my foot down and say, nope, that's going to be it. And then we're going strictly back to plan. Trying to go on some other maintenance diet, or some, go Mediterranean or something like that. Not going to work, because I'd end up eating everything again.
That's a good segue, talking about the doctor, because that's some of the things that I want to talk about, unless you had something else.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so I had my 3-month labs done last week, and I was like, 3 months, I expected to have a lot of difference in numbers from 3 months, and when I got there, I didn't. My numbers were still elevated, and the conversation that I had with the doctor was not great, because the same thing, she was like, well, what are you gonna do after? And I'm thinking to myself, so you're already saying I'm gonna fail doing this, and she was telling me that I had to have flaxseed oil, and that I needed to eat, vegetables and stuff. And, I said, well, I mentioned a couple of vegetables that were high in oxalates, and she was like, well, the cabbage family is good. You should eat some of that, and this, that, and the other. And so I told her that I eliminated everything, and because she was talking about sensitivities, and that's kind of how I just kind of left it. And so I was kind of bummed out after that appointment. And so I had a rough day the rest of that day, and then the next day I started comparing my numbers, and a lot of them were lower. Not a lot lower, but lower. And
when you say lower, you mean closer to what it should be?
Well, let's say I had a 180 on something, and it, should be 120 or whatever, and maybe it was like 140 or 150 or something. So lower, but not where I would have expected it to be or wanted it to be at this time.
Right, but that's still going in the right direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was why I wanted to bring this up, because the next day as I was doing that, I was working on my mindset, which is so important, your why, and really getting your mind. And so taking the win as the win, not a huge win, but so I was like, okay, well, it was here, now it's here. Would I like it to be here? Yes. Will I get there? Yes. But I was seeing that consistency throughout most of those numbers where they went down even a little bit. And so I took that as a win. And so I was like, okay, well, we're in the right direction. Like when I lose weight very slowly, but you know what? I'm still in the right direction.
Right. And
so those things are so important. Mindset, and take the win as the win. Don't beat yourself up, because I was really upset. The conversation didn't go well at all. She didn't tell me about any medications. I'm not at that point yet, or I'm not going to be. But
yeah,
it just helped to kind of realize that. And sometimes people don't have that help or support. Where they're like, hey, you know what? It's still kind of going down. So, you're still on the right track. Don't get discouraged. So I'm here to tell you, don't get discouraged, because if you do what we're doing, it eventually works.
Right. And I think that's a good point, because you watch these YouTube channels and these other YouTubers, and I'm not trying to call anyone out for this, but you see some stories that are just absolutely amazing. These astounding recoveries or astounding weight loss that you hear from these people that are getting over all of these autoimmune diseases and diabetes and everything else. And you start thinking, oh, carnivore is a magic pill. Well, it's not a magic pill, but I think it's the proper human diet. I think it's one that's going to improve your health.
And get you to where
it may take a while, though. Yeah, it will get you there, but it's not like it's going to happen overnight. You didn't get sick overnight. You didn't get fat overnight. You're not going to get skinny and healthy overnight. A lot of it's going to take a little bit of time. We've been in this a little bit over 3 months, and we've seen significant improvements. My blood pressure is down to the point right now that I'm already taking half of my blood pressure medicine, and I'm checking my blood pressure pretty regularly to make sure it doesn't go too low, and that I need to eliminate the other half of that daily dose. So I've already stopped taking the meloxicam that I was taking for arthritis in my knee, which I'd been taking for a year, and I have no knee pain. I was taking 2 turmeric a day and a full tablet of meloxicam just to keep the pain at bay, just to be able to continue to function. And guess what? Within 3 weeks, I was feeling much better. Last week I decided, or a week ago, or a week to a week and a half ago, I decided, all right, I'm going to see what happens if I stop taking the half of the meloxicam that I was taking. No pain. No turmeric. Turmeric really helped me. If I went a few days without taking the turmeric, I felt it and I knew it. But I've stopped taking the turmeric. I've stopped taking the meloxicam, and I've got no pain from the arthritis diagnosis and my knee. So,
Proud of you.
well, I'm proud of you too.
Thank you.
All right, what else we got?
That was it. I put it
That's
all, I
it?
lump it all together, and then I kind of just
Okay.
talk about it. So.
All right. Yeah, so this next week, we probably won't have anything posted. We're going to be on a boat or on a ship. If we get a chance, we'll probably try to record some stuff for this channel while we're on the ship.
Like our food choices.
Yeah, maybe show you some of our food choices while we're cruising.
You have something.
Okay.
If you guys want to share anything with us, as always, put it in the comments. If you had a rough week or anything you want to share it with us.
Yeah.
You know, definitely
Absolutely.
put it in
I mean,
the comments.
We're, like I said last week, we're just normal people.
I don't know about
couple.
normal.
Well, I don't know how normal we are, but you know,
We're average.
We're average
The
people
average person.
that are going along this journey, just like everybody else out there that's
Mhm.
watching this. And we want to encourage you. We want to help you any way that we can.
Yes. We support you.
We do. We do.
Yes.
So we try to answer every single comment that comes through on our videos. So far, everything's just been encouraging, and nobody's really reached out and asked for any help, but we will do our best to help if we can.
Yes. And we are going through it with you.
Yep.
So just remember that we're doing it, you know, too. And we're experiencing these things too. So.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah.
All right. So whatever week this is, I don't know.
90 something.
And
Oh,
95
that's day.
days.
So
95
week
days.
is
So
that?
that's
see the wheels turning?
10, 12, 13 and a half weeks or so, something like that. And where are we at? So,
Oh, your scale victory and non-scale victory.
we've already talked about non-scale stuff. So,
Yes,
so
that's true.
where are we at on the scales? I started on August 1st to August 2nd. I was at 313. This morning, my weigh-in was at 256. So that's 51 pounds in 95 days.
Very good. I'm at, what did we say? 16 or 17? 17?
Somewhere around here.
16, 17.
And you know, we both have a long way to go. I mean, I'm at 256. I probably should be around 185. So I still have what is that? 70 pounds to lose. So more than I've lost so far, but we'll get there.
I'd like to lose at least 80 to 90.
Yeah.
But I haven't been down there in so long that I might not need that much. I don't know. We'll have to see when we get there.
Yeah, we'll see. And this is a journey. We're not going to get there overnight.
No.
We're not going to get there this year, but we're going to keep making progress towards that eventual goal.
Because that's all we can do.
That's all we can do, and make the best choices we can every day to get towards that intended goal. So
One step at a time, one day at a time,
that's right.
one meal at a time.
Right.
So what do we say? Stay.
Yeah.
Our tagline, I can't remember.
Tagline. It's just
It's just
we
what we say.
Kind of threw it out the first day, and it's like, oh, that sounds pretty
It
good.
does. Sounds
Yeah.
good. All right.
Why not?
Eat meat?
So-
No, that's the
just-
last one.
That's the last part.
Stay.
So, stay strong, stay motivated, eat meat. Right?
Okay. Yeah, I think so. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Stay strong, stay motivated, and eat meat.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.